Yeah, that's really gold.
Hi there, welcome back to Stanway STEM Club. This week we're doing something I like to dub penny alchemy with our students, and I've really been looking forward to getting this practical working. I've tried it a few different methods and it's a fairly famous practical, but this method has proved to be the best. Okay, so we start off with some 0.1 molar zinc sulfate and some 0.4 molar sodium hydroxide solution. Okay, and what I've done is I've combined these together. It's 5 millilitres of zinc sulfate solution and 30 millilitres of sodium hydroxide solution. That makes a fairly cloudy plating solution. What we're going to do is we're going to attempt to turn the metal on a penny into various different metals and eventually end up with something that looks like gold, hence the alchemy. Okay, so I started off the session by talking to the students about what alchemy is and the practice of alchemy and a bit of the history of it to get them into it. And then explaining that really we can't turn things into gold. Okay, of course that would be ridiculous and highly profitable. But can we make something that looks like gold and of course something they can take home at the end? So the way we're going to start off is with some pennies. So these are British pennies, okay? Modern ones are actually steel coated with a layer of copper. It's the copper we're interested in. So these ones are nice and shiny. You see they've been stripped in just a vinegar and salt solution, okay? So just some really cheap white vinegar and some regular table salt. Leave that in there overnight if you can, and that will strip all the gunk off the copper. Okay, I'm trying not to touch it too much with my fingers because that leaves some oils on the penny. If I take the penny and just slip it into a paper clip like this, okay, and that way we can immerse it completely into the solution, if that focuses there. We can immerse it into the solution and have the whole penny get coated with zinc. So, for our electrolysis setup, you need a power pack. Ours is set to 6 volts, that's plenty, you don't need any higher potential difference than that. Move it a little bit closer. On the negative electrode, okay, you're going to need to put the penny. If you're using this with your Key Stage 4 students, you can explain that, of course, the zinc cations that we have in the solution are going to want to be attracted to the negative electrode. So we need to make the penny our negative electrode, otherwise the zinc won't go there. That's going to go in. On the positive electrode, so the red terminal on my power pack, we need the piece of zinc. So this is zinc metal, and that's going to supply the zinc cations to refuel the electroplating solution and add to the penny. So you can go as much into detail with the science here as you like. Most of my students are years 7 and 8, so they don't need to know too much, but I did start to introduce the concept to them. I'm then going to put the power on. Now the important thing here is that you don't let the two metals touch, because this will short circuit the power pack, and then you'll end up not being able to plate anything. If that does happen, your power pack should have a reset that you can press there. I'm just going to zoom in so we can see a bit more of what's going on. Okay, I've zoomed in a bit closer so we can see what's going on with the penny. You can see there's bubbles coming off the penny, quite a lot of bubbles actually. What's happening here is the zinc is being plated onto the penny, okay, and it's evolving gas from the solution as a result. So what we're doing here is we're coating the penny, and if I lift the penny out without dribbling too much solution on the table, you can see here that our penny is now getting coated in zinc. Okay, it's not quite coated yet. What I found here is less is more. So what we want is we want a nice coating of zinc, but we don't want it to be too thick because then it starts to ruin the surface structure of the zinc. Okay, so plate it for probably 30 seconds to a minute. Doesn't need to be much longer than that. Okay, now that my penny is nicely coated in zinc, and we can see that just here, it's nice and shiny silver on the surface. You can tell the students we've now made silver. Of course, it's really just zinc plated copper. An interesting thing that the students found when I was asking them as going round is, I said, what are we doing? And they said, we're taking the copper off to reveal what would be the steel underneath. I said, are we taking it off or are we putting zinc on? And then, of course, how would you test that? And we came to the idea that you could scratch the surface of the copper with a nail or the end of the paper clip to, the surface of the penny to find the copper underneath. So that's where you could prove that we've coated it instead of replacing it. Okay, we're going to dunk this into just some water, okay, some clean water, give it a bit of a swirl round. Once we've washed off that excess plating solution, it should be okay for the students to get out. They can use their hands or they can use some tongs. I'm going to use some tongs. Take it out, okay, let it dry off a little bit, and we're going to put it on a little piece of paper towel. Okay, so just going to put my penny here. Once we've dried off and it's nice and dry and clean, we should be able to touch it, because we're going to now need to take it off of the paper clip. Okay, there we go, and we should be able to get a nice view now of that penny and the fact that it's nice and silvery. Okay, there's a few spots of copper. I maybe could have plated it a little bit longer, but it's mostly nice and silvery, and that's going to be good for the next step. Make sure it's nice and dry for the next step so they can dab it dry with a cloth. Try not to rub it though, because we don't want that fine layer of zinc to come off. Okay, I've moved over to the Bunsen burner for the last part of this practical. This is the prestige, this is the big reveal. Okay, so I've got my coin here, just held between some tongs. I'm going to set my Bunsen burner to heating flame because we want to heat this quite rapidly, but also carefully. We're going to take the penny, we're going to put it in the top of the cone of the flame and see what happens. So we're heating it, and I can already see a change. You don't want to overdo it because then you'll start to deposit some soot and burn it. Okay, it's also important that we have it on the heating flame and not the safety flame, because the safety flame is going to deposit soot. And I can already see it's changed. If we look at the penny now, it's a beautiful gold colour. Okay, the students will exclaim that you have made gold, sir. How can I sell this? How much can I sell this for on eBay? It is actually brass. Okay, so we've alloyed together the thin coating of zinc and the copper of the outside of the penny, and we've made brass. Okay. From here, the students can take it and put it straight back into a little beaker of water, okay, which always gives a satisfying hissing sound. They do love that. And then once they've left it for a minute or so to cool down, they can take it out and have a little look at it. And here is our finished product compared to the original penny. So one of my students actually got a really good selection of the copper penny, the zinc plated intermediate, and the brass final part. So I'll show you that in a moment. But you can see the striking difference there. In the right light, the brass does kind of look like copper, especially when it's in the flame, but as soon as the students take it out, they do see that it's gold, and it's just fantastic, okay, because it looks like they've got real gold. And of course, once it's cleaned off and dry, they can keep that. So it won't last forever. It's only a thin plating of gold, but as long as they don't scratch it around or mix it with a other loose change, it should stay like that. Right, talk to me, what are we doing? You're making sparks.
Yeah.
You're making me worried.
The copper is coming off of the coin.
Is the copper coming off, or are we covering it up?
We're covering the copper with the zinc.
How could we test if we were covering it up or put it on top?
Put it in that thing.
Well, if we scraped away at it and you saw copper underneath, we'd know it was going on top, wouldn't we? So we could test it that way.
Try that.
Didn't he do something?
Yeah, he did do something. He started
You weren't
messing
even
around.
there.
And you were also sitting down.
We're getting the copper off of the coin using this solution by transferring electricity through.
Is the copper coming off, or is the zinc going on?
The copper is coming off the coin.
Oh, okay.
I thought the zinc was going on
The zinc is going on. How could we tell?
because it's going the exact same colour as the zinc.
How could we tell if there's copper underneath the zinc?
By scraping off the zinc.
Yeah, we could scratch it a little bit and see if there's copper underneath. Ah, damn it.
Morgan, can you pick it up?
Right, pick it up with the tongs because it'll be hot. They're at the front.
Where?
Next to the Bunsen burner.
So when shall I take it off the paper?
You can do it now, yeah, as soon as you've washed it, it's fine. Just keep heating it. I'm guessing that's the spot on the bottom that didn't get coated.
No, I think it came off when I...
Oh, is it going? Is it going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
it?
really gold.
Oh, it is gold, yeah. At the wrong angle, it just looks like copper again. Oh, nice.
That's what I saw.
So it's
Yeah, you have to get it in the right light. Yeah, put it on the heater.
It's really good.
calm.
Oh yeah, it does fit.
It might be that your Bunsen burner had a draft. Is it going? Kinda.
I can't pick it. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, in a minute. After the...
It's actually gold.
Is it gold? Hey, there it is, and it's all gold. It's nice. It's hard to hold it. It's gone gold? It's goldish. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see in the wrong light, it still looks orange. So again, you want to hold it up, Spencer. See where the tip of the blue cone is, you want to hold it there.
I love doing flash pull downs. It's my favourite bit about
It is satisfying.
This is just goes
flash pull downs is my favourite bit.
Is it changing? It's going goldish, yeah? A bit more? Yeah, about that.
It's burning though.
Is it changing? It's definitely changing colour. Probably. It's goldish.
break.